Hi, I'm Jonathan McDonald, sports editor of The Province. With a new year almost upon us, it's worth looking back at 2014, a most eventful year in Vancouver sports. Here are 5 of the top stories from 2014. The Whitecaps made the playoffs in 2014. They continued to be one of the most fun tickets in town, and they signed Kendall Waston, the big Costa Rican fullback with the winning smile, the winning attitude, and the noggin that was able to put crosses into the back of the net. All good? All good. Even better was the arrival in March of Pedro Morales, the Chilean playmaker who'd been in Spain, came here not only wanting to be in Vancouver, but wanting to be one of the best in MLS and make everyone around him better. Our own Mark Weber, the soccer writer, said, Pedro Morales is worth the price of admission. The guy is legit. He makes everything better. It's hard to explain the success of the Vancouver Canadians, who fly far below the radar in a city that boasts NHL, CFL, and MLS teams. The Canadians are single-A baseball. Sorry, check that. They are short-season single-A baseball, which is way, way down the pecking order. Despite all that, the Vancouver Canadians play to somewhere around 90% of capacity throughout a season. This is a team where you can't even name 1, maybe 2 players. That doesn't matter. People go and fill Matt Bailey night after night. And in a city that prides itself on big events and big teams and being kind of fickle, this is one of those really unlikely big success stories in a big city. The marquee names all had one thing in common. They were a serious disappointment. Take the cases of Ryan Kesler and Roberto Luongo. Quite simply, guys who didn't appreciate being here and ultimately didn't want to be here. Daniel and Henrik Sedin, all-world players, so classy it's impossible to think of them wanting to be elsewhere, even though their play and the environment around them must have been insufferable. Which leads us to Travis Lulay. It's been 26 years since the BC Lions have presented such an anemic offense, and the Lions' injured quarterback just stood around watching it. His absence from the playing field in 2014 hurt the Lions in countless ways. His future is cloudy. Is that the sort of thing you want up on the marquee? 2014 brought fresh new faces to the coaching ranks in Vancouver. It's a good thing because their predecessors were either not succeeding or, quite simply, stinking out the joint. There's Carl Robinson, the popular former Whitecaps assistant who communicates well with his players and brought in a more offensive style for the Whitecaps. There's Willie Desjardins, the career minor leaguer who, it seems, has had a profound impact everywhere he's coached, and now, in his first NHL season, has to be seriously considered as a Coach of the Year candidate. There's Claude Noel, a former NHL coach who seemingly took a step down to be in junior hockey and has, stunningly, driven his team to wins in each of the 6 games he's coached in Vancouver. Finally, that brings us to Jeff Tedford, soon to be announced as the new BC Lions head coach. Tedford has coached Marshawn Lynch. He's coached Aaron Rodgers. He's set coaching records at the University of California and coached in the NFL. One reader even told us he would buy season tickets to watch a team coached by Jeff Tedford. But ultimately, for any of these guys, it's all about one thing: winning. Finally, culture change. Do you remember in mid-April when the Canucks season ended? Do you remember how much you hated the Canucks, how sick you were of them, how you just wanted them to go away? Then they hired Trevor Linden, icon of the club, of the franchise, coming back to take over the team. No experience in that business. What he did was he instituted culture change. Before he hired Jim Benning, the new general manager, before he hired Willie Desjardins, the new head coach, before he oversaw any player moves that helped improve the team during the offseason and rid the Canucks of the guys who didn't want to be here, Lyndon did something interesting. He sat down with season ticket holders in small rooms at casinos and other places, and he talked to them. He listened to their concerns, and it couldn't have been easy. But that's what he did. He listened. The culture had gone sour, and Lyndon was brought in to improve it. And look what's happened in not very long. A culture change that has gone from horrendous to promising to perhaps something that people can really believe in. Thanks for joining me for a look back at the biggest stories of 2014. From all of us at Providence Sports, we wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a very happy and healthy New Year. See you in 2015.